I put my dad in the street against a heavyweight.
I've gone back to the dad. I've punched him a few more times.
5 blokes outside my front door. Can you come and help
One
me?
hell of a fucking story, so stay tuned.
Andrew McCART, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. I'm here with the big Scot himself, Scott Forrest. Just spoke a little bit there on finally got up to this little mezzanine bit and talk about the Cruiserweight division, and obviously you're in the Cruiserweight division. How excited are you to be in such a stacked and talented sort of division?
Yeah, right now it's absolutely hot. It's like one of the ones everyone's talking about. I mean, like we were saying before, a few years ago, no one kind of knew about it that much, but now there's that many prospects, especially in the UK alone. It's brilliant, especially for me being in Cruiserweight divisions. Like, I'm going to come up against these guys, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Obviously, you're young, when you're not going to be there yet. You've still got. Are you still learning your trade down? Because obviously you're based down in Liverpool. You're away from your family. So, are you still learning your craft? Are you still taking everything in, sort of absorbing as much as you can in the pro ranks?
Like every fight we're having right now is just a learning curve. Like, we're finding opponents with different styles, the different ways they fight. Obviously, I was on GB for 5 years, so there's not a style that I've not came across. But to slow your pace down was the pros, because you can kind of admire your own work, if so to say, with the longer rounds. So it's just learning, and I'll be there soon, definitely.
You're saying admiring your work, but you've not had time to admire your work in your last 2 fights, because you seem to be packing a punch up at Cruiserweight with these 10-ounce gloves. Did you always have that power? Because I can remember watching you in the amateurs, in the Scottish Championships and whatnot, and obviously being the size of this, you're obviously a big man, big arms, big back, big shoulders. Have you always carried that power, or is that just sort of like you've learned that, sit on your shots, now you've become a pro?
I think it was towards the end of my amateur career that I actually started to sit on them a bit more. I mean, the last amateur show that I had was in Lithuania, and I stopped 2 of them, knocked 2 of them out, and that was with the amateur gloves on. And then the last fight was just a different kind of styles. I had to change my own tactics anyway, because the boy was a lot shorter and he wanted to come in and try and knock me out, but just completely outclassed and boxed him. But since then, started to sit on them a bit more, and now with being pro and you're not having to rush your work or anything, it's allowing these shots to actually happen a lot better.
Obviously, Cruiserweight division, again, we spoke about it, it's always the quiet division, but right now with a young fighter like yourself coming through and knocking everyone out, so to speak, and then you've got the Chris Billham-Smiths who's doing his things, you've got the Richard Riakpors, you've got obviously the Lawrence Okolis. I mean, again, going back to the question, it's a lovely division to be in, it's a tasty division to be in, a dangerous division to be in. How eager are you to get to the top?
Very. Like, I can't wait. Honestly, I want to get some sort of title shot next year. That's what we're looking for. I'm not looking to stick around at this sort of level too long. Like, cause even though I'm still young, I want to get in as fast as I can, because I just think there's no time like now to get there, and I don't see after another few fights, I don't see any of them giving that much problems. Like, I'm more than confident that in the next couple of years that I will be able to go in with them, I will be able to beat them.
Is it hard to match you then? Because obviously what you're doing to these guys, I mean, you are only 2-0, but you have got the 2 stoppages and you're doing everything you're asked of, so is it difficult to match you in terms of finding that opponent that's going to take you then for 6-8 rounds?
It's not this. I'm not the one that has to deal with that right now anyway, but just for this one alone, we had a last minute pull out, I think 3-4 days ago. He just vanished, and I was like, okay, they found this guy, thankfully, so I'm still fighting. But I can imagine it is a wee bit difficult, since like I've got 2 fights, and my first one was stopped in the second. My second one actually managed to get to the 4th. But it's something that they need to figure out, not me. I'm doing what I need to do, and I'm making the statement that I need to make.
Like I said, this is almost like a home show for you because you
Yeah.
are based down here in Liverpool, and you wanted to be on this card. How's it been, obviously, being away from your family, basing yourself down in Liverpool? I mean, Liverpool for me is one of my favourite cities. I just love the city as a whole. But for you, how are you enjoying it down here?
I absolutely love it here. It actually reminds me a lot of Glasgow. The people are just as friendly. It's like everyone wants to talk. Even though I'm Scottish, everyone's so interested and
they can understand you.
yeah, exactly. So it's I'm loving it down here, and being away from family doesn't bother me that much again because I was on GB for 5 years. So I was spending a lot of the time in Sheffield. I travelled the world, going away to other countries for 2, 3, 4 weeks at a time. It's just part of the game, and I enjoy it.
Obviously, with Liam Smith and all them guys, obviously I think Kevin Ajago's in the gym now, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah.
So
He's just started his camp. I think this week. I seen him a couple of weeks ago. He went back to Ireland, but this week I was chatting to him, and he's enjoying it here as well now.
that's what I mean. It's like the big names are coming here. Obviously, Kevin, you've got Liam, and obviously you'll be around Callum and all these ex-world champions. What inspiration did you draw from that?
It's quite interesting. Like I'm watching like say Callum spar. It kind of shows the level that they're at is unbelievable. The way they pick the shots, it's you can take quite a bit away from it. Even watching him, I seem to be. I was learning quite a lot from just watching him, like not rushing his work because I know obviously I've only had 2 pro fights, so I still sometimes when I spar, I just want to get in there and throw a lot of shots because that's how it is with amateur. But watching him is like takes time, pick each shot. I was like, it's like just learning from that was brilliant.
You sparred Callum yet?
Not yet, no. I reckon I will at some point. But his last opponent was a southpaw, so he was in sparring against southpaws as well. But hopefully soon, because it's again for me, it'll be a good learning curve.
Being that we are Scottish, and I'm going to have to talk about, obviously when we talk about Scottish boxing, we obviously look at, there's always generational fighters. You go from Ken Buchanan's, then Jim Watts, Scott Harrison's, Alex Arthur's, Ricky Burns, and then Josh Taylor. We always have that generational fighter. We never have a cluster of obviously Scottish world champions. Looking at that Commonwealth Games with the 3 gold medals, 2 bronze, 5 medals in total. Obviously yourself, Lee McGregor. Do you think with this small group, obviously Josh Taylor's still thereabouts, do you think with this small group of fighters that we have, and maybe some of the amateurs turn pro in a couple of years, that we can see a resurgence of Scottish boxing?
Yeah, I think we're starting to come on stronger and stronger with every year. Like I said there, we just had an amazing Commonwealth Games there, and just watching it, you can see the talent has improved quite a lot. So I think for the next couple of years, the Scottish boxing is going to start pulling through quite a lot, and you're going to hear a lot more of us.
You're the next world champion coming out of Scotland?
100%, there's no doubt about it.
There we go, that's what I like to hear. Listen, Scott, I know you've just had your breakfast. It's the morning of fight night. I don't know what you're going to do, maybe take a little nap, maybe have a banana.
Just nice and chilled now.
Nice and chilled. Right,
Get ready for it.
Good stuff, mate. I'll be there, I'll be watching, so good luck, and I'll catch you after the fight.
Nice one, thanks.
Thanks, Scott.
Yeah, I put my dad in the street against a heavyweight.
I've gone back to the dad. I've punched him a few more
There's 5
times.
blokes outside my front door. You coming in?
One hell of a fucking story, so stay tuned.